What it do, y'all? It's your girl Kid and I'm back again with another video. So this may be my first video of the year, but if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, what's up? What it do? Before I get into this video, I'm gonna make it my best. And I always say this video. Always say this every time I get on this video. But y'all, something gotta shake. That's all I'm gonna say. Something gotta shake. And I think that it's a me versus me type of situation right now, because I always get amped up to do these videos. I'm always amped up to, you know what I'm saying, just have success and stuff like that. And it's really hard. I'm telling you, it be times where it gets the best of me, and you know what I'm saying, I just be like, you know what, that's that. But this time I think I'm gonna really stick to it and stuff like that. I'm gonna really give y'all the behind the scenes, the, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. But I'm really making this video because I wanted to share some stuff with y'all or whatever like that that's been that happened to me recently and stuff like that. And I know y'all probably don't want to hear it, but I mean, hey, it's me venting. So anyways, so yeah, y'all, first off, I want to say thank you, God, for allowing this to happen and things like that. I don't know if y'all know, but the last videos that I made or whatever like that, like a year or two ago or whatever, you know, I had a child and stuff like that, and then I also ended up losing my car and stuff like that. So it was kind of like hard to kind of like maintain, like, you know, my livelihood and stuff like that without having a car. I mean, like, I've done it before, but like now, you know, having a child and stuff like that, it was extremely hard. So the reason why I'm giving a shout out to God is because I got back up on my feet and stuff like that, and I, you know, recently had purchased a car a couple of months ago. So that was another big accomplishment for me and things like that. I'm able to, you know, get to point A, point B, things like that. So that's what gives me confidence enough to, you know, actually keep going. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into the video. All right, so don't mind this on my shirt. The shirt is clean. It just, you know, when you put stuff in the washing machine, stuff just, you know. So yeah, so basically, I had ended up working at Walmart, which is how I got my car, you know, income tax and stuff like that. So yeah, I had previously worked at a Walmart before, and it didn't work out. And the reason why it didn't work out is because for some reason, like, I think God is calling me to do something bigger and something greater. I just don't know what that is yet. And I think that a lot of people fall in this category. So if you're in this category, or if you have reached a certain level with this, please give your girl some advice, because I don't know what else to do. I'm at my wit's end, and it's kind of hard because I'm living with other people and things like that, and they, you know what I'm saying, they're the type of people like, hey, you have to have a job and stuff like that. You can't stay in this house and da 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 da, because, you know, I have a baby. But my mindset is different. It's like something won't let me work a job for a certain amount of time, or something won't allow me to, you know what I'm saying, take this type of job, or, you know, just, you know. So boom, I had ended up going work at Walmart and things like that. I had been working there for about 6 months. So my 5th month mark, I had ended up getting a car and stuff like that. And I have a friend that stays in Texas and stuff like that, so I would talk to her about it and things like that. And, you know, like, we had set a goal. I always set a goal at a place and things like that. Cause you know how, like, the first month, first couple of weeks or whatever like that, you like, yeah, you like, I like it, da da da. And then later on down the line, it's like, no, it's not what you expected. It's not what you thought. It's not none of that. So boom, long story short, I had ended up leaving or whatever like that, because it gets stressful. Like, for me, I don't have no patience for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I have a boss mentality. It's not that I don't take orders from people. It's just I do things a certain way, and I see things that other people don't see. And I'm not trying to step over nobody's toes. I'm not trying to tell people how to do the job or whatever. But it's just like, that's my mindset. So yeah, I just was like, I'm gonna just go find another job or whatever like that. And I was like, okay, well, let me go and work this other job, which is a job that I worked before, but they have another location now. So I had ended up wanting to be a server at a seafood restaurant and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Thought it would be, money in my pockets, which it was. I was making my money. But when I walked into the restaurant to actually work and things like that, of course it's gonna be a lot of females, because I think majority of these jobs are females. So me, I like to stick to myself, but I also interact with people who interact with me and things like that. And so I was trying to, try my best to be quiet, try my best to, do my work and leave, because at the end of the day, that's what I come to do. I come to make my money and I come to leave, because at the end of the day, I have a child to take care of. I don't have time to be playing with nobody at all. Like, when I say I'm all about my money, I'm all about my money. So boom. So when I first get there and stuff like that, it's a couple of weeks, not even a couple of weeks, it may have been like a week or two of me being there and stuff like that. Like, it was one of the girls that I knew, like, before and things like that. And because we had worked at the previous Juicy's, we had worked at the previous restaurant then, and she had the same problems that she had here. And I really feel like people don't like our spirit or whatever. So, she was telling me like what all was happening and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But the whole time, I really don't know people. So I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in the middle, but I'm in the middle. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. So she was just like, I'm not trying to get into all that or whatever. I'm not with all that. But if it come down to that, then it can just come down to that. So I'm like, all right, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you, boo? Like, you know what I'm saying? We still chopping it up. We still kicking it or whatever like that. Inside of work, not outside of work. But so yeah, so then boom, another girl that was working there or whatever like that. I had just, the same day, I had just talked to this girl, because she was like, now if anybody know me, they know I don't really talk like that, as far as like having conversations, as far as like, being like, what is called, being outgoing. I'm outgoing to certain things, to certain people and stuff like that. So I'm on my iPad, I'm chilling and shit like that. And she was like, oh, hey girl. I'm like, hey. She was like, how old are you? So I'm like, I'm 29. And she was like, oh, that's why you so quiet and you so humble. She was like, I want to be like you when I grow up. And I'm like, hey, be my guest, because you don't know how long it took me to get here. So anyways, so we started chopping it up and shit like that. We just having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? And I think she may have, because she had just turned the age. So I think she was like 27, I think 26, 27, one of them ages, I don't know. So we chopped it up or whatever like that. And she had ended up leaving. I think leaving for the day. I think she had ended up leaving for the day, or I ended up leaving for the day or whatever, because it was a short shift. So I had ended up, I don't know, somehow she had ended up leaving. I don't know. I think she had went on break. When she went on break, that's when I was about to go. I think that's what it was, because I didn't think she was there all day. So anywho, long story short, so a couple of days go by, you know, they like whole time the girl, I don't want to say the girl name, but the girl, I'm gonna call her Mimi. The girl Mimi that I was, you know, previously cool with, she was like, she was just saying, she was like, they trying to get me out of here, they trying to get me out of here. So I'm like, shit, I don't know what y'all got going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to see what's the animosity, trying to see what's going on. So boom, long story short, they had ended up firing them too. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Cause she was just saying that. She was just telling me they trying to get me out of there. They trying to get me out of there with the wham. So I had to miss the whole incident or whatever, like how they even got into it or whatever, because I think yeah, so what had, how it came up to my attention was they have another person that I worked with before, but at another restaurant, because he was my manager. So he was just like, dang, what happened to Mimi? And I was like, well, she told me they was trying to get her out of here, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So I'm like, what's really going on? But I ain't really, like, I really wasn't too worried about it, but I was like, well, shit, you know what I'm saying, that's crazy or whatever like that. So now, mind you, I'm peeping shit. I'm really peeping shit. I'm listening to shit and things like that. I'm looking at shit. I'm reading the room. And so, the other girl, they had ended up getting the other girl out of there or whatever. I think what it was we were coming to, so they do a cleaning booth every 2 weeks. They haven't been doing it or whatever. And so, cause we always clean the restaurant every night and stuff like that. And so they had fired her the same day. They had fired the other girl the same day. The same day, because when I came in, you know what I'm saying, they were saying that they had replaced her, but the whole time she was still outside. So I'm like, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit crazy. So I'm leaving. She like, bye. You won't see me again. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on with the wham? So she running it down to me with half of what she said. She was running it down to me. She was saying about the manager and stuff like that. Somebody taking up for somebody with the wham. Anywho, so I say all that to say they ended up firing me. So I was trying to put two and two together, because I'm like, okay, there is no way, you know what I'm saying? Because, okay, so when I first got there, they was like, oh, you got to take a test, which I found out that was dumb as fuck. Because when I was working at the previous restaurant, I had never seen, because I was cool with one of them. I'm always cool with everybody, but I was really friends with the manager that was working at the other seafood place. And I've never seen her say, or I never heard her say, oh, well, they got to take a menu test or whatever like that. So it's 3 tests that they have to take at this location in order to actually be a server, which I feel like that's dumb as fuck. But hey, that's y'all establishment. Y'all won't really get a lot of business like that anyways, or y'all won't get a lot of people like that anyways. And I feel like I was one of the good employees and good workers, because for one, everybody had side work, and I was always doing everybody's side work, which I have no problem with that, because I'm bored. It's nothing to do. Like, y'all always holler about, oh, y'all always sitting on y'all phones and doing, and y'all not doing it. Well, obviously, it's a gap in that, because if you constantly tell somebody to do something and they're not doing it. So, anyways, long story short, you have to take the menu test. Well, you get the option to take the menu test 3 times or whatever like that. And the third time, if you don't pass it, then you fired. Which I feel like that's dumb as fuck, because if I'm a good worker and I know how to ring in and stuff like that, I've made very few mistakes or whatever. Because I'm asking, excuse me, I'm asking before I put it in, because you know what I'm saying, I don't want to get it messed up or whatever. So yeah, a couple of days ago, she had, the assistant manager had, was texting me or whatever like that. She was like, hey, due to too many failed attempts at the menu test or whatever like that, she was like, Friday was your last shift. You can come pick up your check or whatever like that at your earliest convenience. And so I just deleted the app, because like, I don't, like, it's no love lost. It's no love lost, because at the end of the day, I was always praying and asking God, like, God, if this not for me, you know what I'm saying, it's just not meant for me. And which I was already saying I really didn't care at that time, because for when my mind was already on something else, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying, it's just too much going on. And I'm a very hard worker at the end of the day, and I just feel like I'm not meant to work a job. I'm not meant to be nobody's worker. I'm not meant to take orders from nobody. I'm meant to be my own boss and things like that. And so that's why I be so heavy on myself, because it's like, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm sitting here listening to other people trying to do the right thing, trying to, get the job, stay at the job long enough and stuff like that. But when I look at it, like, my money don't match my work ethic. Like, it does not. And I've worked plenty of jobs, and I'm just like, man, this not enough money for me. Like, this not enough money for me to stay. And then on top of that, I'm, you know what I'm saying, when I was working at Walmart, I'm digging into my, you know what I'm saying, my checks and stuff like that, trying to make sure that I have stuff straight for my daughter, trying to make sure stuff straight with me and stuff like that, making sure I got, what I need, my necessities and all this other stuff. And then, you know what I'm saying, on top of that, I got car insurance, phone bill with Wham. So it just was like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry for cursing. So I'm like, I'm at my wit's end right now, because it's like, that's my last job, bro. That's my last job. That's why I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to stay focused and trying to stay clear of, like, you know what I'm saying, being a content creator. And then on top of that, having my business, which I don't mind working on at all. I don't mind it, because that gives me time to, you know what I'm saying, perfect my craft. That gives me time to, you know what I'm saying, promote and stuff like that. And that's why you have to stay prayed up. Because if not, then you will fall back, and you will be a year later, 2-3 years later, and be like, damn, I should have started that business. I should have continued to, you know what I'm saying, because that's how I was at the beginning. Like, I started this back in 2019 and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying, trying to have a business partner as my friend and stuff like that, trying to put other people on. And it just was like, man, I'm not getting nowhere in this. And I just, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you grow out of people. Sometimes it's, you know what I'm saying, what God has for you is just simply for you. It's not for nobody else. Your blessings is not to be shared with nobody else, you know what I'm saying. And so that's how I realized, like, that's why I got so locked in with him. And when I tell you, like, the universe be listening. That's why universe, if you listening, please send the people to me, because you know what I'm saying, like, I'm trying to get this going. And I don't want to seem like I'm money hungry or something like that, but it's just like, I'm trying to, like, make sure that I have a stable relationship with God, because if anything go wrong, I know that I am covered. I know that I am protected. And crazy thing is, while I was working at this restaurant, it would be like, you know what I'm saying, that's how I know my light is, like, really, really bright, and favor is on my life, because as I was working there, I would peep little stuff. I would read the room, and I would feel energy, and the energy was off. Like people didn't like me working there, or they just didn't like, you know what I'm saying, when I came into the room, or how I presented myself. So I'm like, hey, that has nothing to do with me. Your feelings has nothing to do with me. How you feel has nothing to do with me. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna trip on it, because that's my sign right there to say you're not meant to be in this environment. Because um crazy thing is, um the male man that I was cool with, or that was my manager, um I'm gonna call him Anthony, because I don't want to call, because y'all don't know these people, but I'm gonna call him Anthony. So me and Anthony was cool, and you know what I'm saying, we talking about God and stuff like that. And that's how I know he's real, because when we, you know what I'm saying, when we met back up, when we, you know what I'm saying, like started talking back to each other and stuff like that, I didn't know his situation. I didn't know what he was going through when we was working at the other restaurant and stuff like that. Like he had ended up telling me like stuff like that, and like I really felt his energy. I felt like, you know, he wants something, like just like me, he wants something out of life. But what is it? Like we're trying to figure out what is it, what is going to, you know what I'm saying, take us to the next level and stuff like that. And how I know God is real is when we started sharing stuff about each other. And the next day, because he wants to get into real estate and stuff like that. And I'm telling him, I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying, like you need a mentor, you need somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna guide you in the right direction for that and stuff like that. And he was like, he do, but you know how like those people be mentors and stuff like that, and they've reached a certain level, and you trying to get to their level, but they just had you all around the world. So that's how it was. And the next day, because I had dropped him off, you know, I had been, you know, back and forth and stuff like that, which I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind when people ask me for rides, because I've been in that situation. Not that they have done that for me, but you know, I understand. So the next day, he gets an email. That's how I know God real. That's how I know God is within me. That's how I know, like, I'm well protected. I'm really blessed. Um and that was an opportunity that presented itself, just by us having this conversation. Because I shared something with him, and I let him know, like, hey. And I had been telling him, I'm like, because like the boy gone home. And so I was just trying to like steer him in a different direction, because sometimes because I'm guilty of it myself. I've indulged in, you know what I'm saying, um gardening and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying, like stuff just wasn't right for me. Stuff still not right for me, but I understand what God is doing in my life. He's changing me for the better. And I still have a lot of work to do and stuff like that. But as far as like now, like when I stopped at that time, because that's how I found out that I was pregnant. But when I stopped while I was pregnant, and then after, I was like, okay, I see a difference. I see, you know what I'm saying, that God is on my side, and I can let him in. I can trust him and talk to him without, you know what I'm saying, feeling scared, without feeling, you know what I'm saying, like. But anyways, so that's how I know God is it's gonna work out. Everything is working out for me. And every day I say my affirmations. Every day I'm always talking to God, every minute of the hour, on the hour, because it's like I cannot afford to lose. I cannot afford to go back to what I used to do. I can't afford to go back to the past, but I cannot be scared of the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I pray every day about the future, because you never know what the future may hold. It may be a different plan that God has for you. It may be the same plan, but it may be a little elevated. And so yeah. So I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna have to put it. I'm gonna have to show it on TikTok. But so get up with me. that's my theme song for getting me some money. But so yeah, y'all, I had been working on a project or whatever like that for a couple of months and stuff like that. So I had just been promoting, you know, social media, which is TikTok and stuff like that. Facebook, I really don't know, because I would really have to be consistent, but I don't really like, nobody's really on my Facebook. So I just, anyways, so this is my clothing brand and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to show y'all the other one. And then I also have deals going on. One set is $60. Two sets is $110, and then if you buy 3, it's $140. This what they look like. I have the two cheetah print, one pink, one brown. And then I have the solid colors, one light pink and one dark pink, and stuff like that. And then y'all, I also sell hair too. So I sell hair, but it's like I sell wigs and I sell bundles. But if you ask for bundles, I'll do the wigs. You know what I'm saying? This was a wig that I had did for my friend or whatever like that for her graduation. She had previously bought bundles, but I was like, at first I was like, you know, I could do a wig for you or whatever like that. But I think she had just wanted the bundles. But then she had text me like a couple of weeks later and was like, hey friend, you can go ahead and do the wig or whatever like that, because I guess the girl had canceled on her. So your girl came through. So yeah, those are my business adventures right now. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up or whatever like that. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you not new, what's up, what's down. I will be continuing to do more videos and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'll be doing more videos and stuff like that. Y'all gotta help me. Y'all gotta help me stay consistent, because I really want to be a YouTuber. I really want to connect with other people and stuff like that. Like, y'all, let me tell y'all something. That's how I know the universe be reading my thoughts and reading my mind, because I don't know if y'all know, but like, y'all, I don't know if y'all watch them or whatever like that. So they have a I don't call them a group, but they have a group called FOE, right? So they are in Texas. They're in, well, they in Texas or whatever like that. And it's one person at the group that is from my hometown and stuff like that. And I took a picture with him or whatever like that. But it's crazy because I watch them all the time, and I had like dreams that I was really with these people. Like, that's how I know I really want to be a YouTuber. But you know what I'm saying, like, here in my hometown, we don't have a lot to do, you know what I'm saying, as far as like going, like, yeah, we have food places and stuff like that, but I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I be saying I don't know, but yeah. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, or comment under this video. Get this video to 100 likes or 50 likes. Share this video with somebody. Blow this video up, because this a step, you know what I'm saying? This is a step. So yeah, thank y'all for watching, and peace.